This may be an unpopular opinion, however, someone needs to say it. You should not be learning about a culture, a religion, or a spiritual belief system from someone who doesn't stem from it. For those who don't know me, Shantan Anastasia, I'm a Lukumi initiate, which is part of the ATR. I'm a practitioner of Espiritismo, which is also part of the ATR. And I am a devotee of Hinduism that comes from my native land of Guyana in South America. I am very much involved in these three disciplines, which is Espiritismo, Hinduism, and Lukumi, right? Or Lukumi Santeria, same thing. So for example, I love Buddhism. I think there's principles in Buddhism that we all can embody. However, I'm in no place to ever teach it because it's not from my lineage. There's nuances, right? When a spiritual belief system comes from your lineage, there's nuances that can't be taught. There's nuances that can't be read. There's nuances that you can't find online, and you should not be learning about a belief system online unless it's coming from the source where it's their lineage. The reason is it can be very dangerous, and that's the reason why we have elders. Even though, yes, Lukumi and Hinduism is in my lineage, I still have to listen to adhere to my elders, and I respect my elders. I know sometimes I can be a little controversial, but at the end of the day, I don't break taboo, and I stay in good character. So my elders are like, delete that. I'm like, okay. Anyway, okay. So, for example, somebody just knocked 3 times. Anyway, for example, Sanskrit mantras. Now that Rahu's in Pisces, Rahu, the collective, Pisces, spirituality, a lot of people are going into spirituality, right? And Sanskrit mantras are super powerful. It's sound therapy. Every syllable that you pronounce is going into the ethers, and it is tapping into a deity and activating something within your birth chart, a house, also a placement. So here's where you gotta be careful. You cannot blindly chant a mantra without getting a consultation from actually a guru. I was corrected, from a guru. I thought it was from a yotish. It's from a guru, someone extremely credible, because they need to look at your birth chart. If you're going through Sade Sati, if you're going through your Saturn return, if you're in your Saturn Mahadasha, if you're in your Rahu Mahadasha, there's certain things you need to be saying and certain things you do not need to be saying. And it can cause psychological issues by reciting the wrong mantra the wrong way. Yes, some are very simple, but not everyone has the articulate ability to pronounce every single syllable, and it needs to be said like 108 times. We have to crawl before we run, especially when we're dealing with belief systems that have been around for ages. Another thing, some mantras you cannot chant after the sun sets. When you chant mantras, if you were having a menage a trois or intimate with your partner 4 hours before, and then you go chant a mantra, that's so disrespectful to the deity. You're impure. You need to cleanse yourself. You need to take a bath, then do it. And the same thing in Lukumi. When I attend Ifa, I need to be clean. I need to be pure that whole day. So there are sacrifices we have to take, to walk the spiritual path. Another thing with chanting mantras is some mantras too, they aren't meant to be chanted out loud. They're meant to almost roll off your lips or chant it in the mind. There's so many nuances that people don't know because a lot of these belief systems are oral. They're passed from elder to generation, and you cannot find it in books. You cannot find it online. You cannot take a course. You cannot take a class. So respect your elders. If you want to dive into a belief system, make sure that person is from that belief system. Like it's part of their lineage. It does not hurt to ask someone's credentials at all. If someone asks me my credentials, I'll be happy to share. And that's why I have them online, so people can see who was the one that initiated me, where my family is from, my age, so they can see how long I've been doing it. Even though I look like I'm 22, I'm about to be 33. Hinduism came into my life 2014, and I've been following it, I'd say, religiously the last 7 years. Lukumi / Santeria the last 4 years. So remember that everything is connected. Because even to go even deeper, right, in Hinduism, you have your Vedic birth chart, right? You have these mantras you chant. Let's say you want to tap into Vastu Satra, which is in essence Feng Shui that's connected. Yoga is connected. Doing a certain, for example, a sun salutation will activate your sun in your Vedic birth chart. It's all connected. This is why you have to get a consultation before you dip and dive, because you can't just take what you want and then use it. It's best to get the whole picture. Make sense? This is not to put anyone down, like, oh, you're doing it wrong. I don't like when people point the finger, oh, you're doing it wrong. This is merely to give awareness that you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's a saying in the Caribbean. You have to take everything and you have to look at it as a moving wheel, as a moving piece, right? And you have to have elders, or at least credible mentors. And a good way to know that, like, your mentor is growing, the information we had 3 months ago, we're going to have way more 3 months later, because it's part of our job to grow within our belief system. For me to get into priesthood, there's languages that I need to learn. There's hymns I need to learn. There's a lot. Same thing with Hinduism. I'm not becoming a priest or priestess, but I do want to be someone who is credible, who can deliver, and who can give really sound advice. Will I ever be giving people mantras to chant? No, because I don't want that responsibility. Speaking that dialect it's not the easiest for me, especially being on the spectrum. So it's something that I had to be humble with, and like, look, I can tell you, hey, it's Saturn year, Hanuman mantra, perfect to chant. If you can. If you cannot, listen to the Chalisa. That's it. I know my place. I would never tell someone or try to teach someone how to pronounce it, because I don't want to be responsible for if something goes wrong because they mispronounced it. And that's why being a guru, you have to know your stuff. You have to dot your I's and cross your T's, because you're responsible for other people, and that's the price that comes with having that rank or title, right? So this was just a gentle reminder to crawl before you run, to ask questions from your gurus and mentors, and the sun, and to respect your elders. That's it. And find the right elders that truly resonate with you from your heart center. Your spirits know when you're with the right elder. Your body knows before you do. That's one thing I'll tell you. Your body knows before you do when you're right with the right mentor or elder. Ache.